Okay, in this video I'm going to attempt to import the archived or exported master subject into this shell that has been created by the college for this course. In this instance, it's my MRK260 SBB course. So the master was created by fully configuring another section and then exporting that section using packages and utilities to create this zip file. So the objective here is to import this zip file into this empty shell of a section and then populate it with all of the information from the other section. So to begin with, I need to go to Packages and Utilities. I'm going to go to Import Package. We're not importing a course cartridge. This is a package. It was created by the Export Archive Course option here. So we'll choose Import Package. And then, of course, we need to choose the package, and it's in my Downloads folder here, so I will go find it. The next section is to select what you want to import. Now, this is a fresh course, freshly created, doesn't have any old junk in it from a previously run semester. So this is a nice, clean, brand new structure that I've set up. So I'm going to choose Select All. Now, one of the things I noticed that happens when you choose Select All is availability is not checked by default. Now, I don't think this is a problem 2 semesters from now or next semester, because of course the availability is going to be based on what the exported course was. So I've got all of the availability and release dates set in the section that I just set up. So I'd like to bring that in with me this semester. If I was to import this course next semester again, I probably would leave that blank, and I would have to go through all of the assignments and all of the folders and reconfigure when they should be made available or release dates and things like that. But because it's a current semester and this export is current, I am going to check that box. It's going to bring in everything, tests, it's going to bring in all of the content areas, announcements, all of this stuff. So there may be some duplication from what we see here, but let's see what happens when we click on Submit. And we will wait for a few minutes and then we'll come back. It's been a few seconds. Notice that we've got an import log. It's telling me it's been queued, that an email will be sent when the process is complete. So I'm going to wait for that email, and then once the email comes in, I will then go and inspect and see what has happened in the actual course. So I've received the email. It's telling me that the course has been imported. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go out of the section and I'm going to go back into the section again and take a look at what we've got. So there's definitely some things that are different. We've got this learning content. I'm not sure what this is. This one is empty. It was probably from the original, so I'm going to delete that empty section just because it's not required. I'm going to need to rearrange some of the sections, obviously, but let's take a look and see what we've got in assignments. Looks like the assignments are there. I will have to set and hide some of these. So this one's hidden from students. This one's good. It's hidden from students. That's good. This one is available. So you can see that it has taken in the dates that I set in the original section, which is all good. The other place I want to check is going to be course documents, which I hope I can find here. Here it is, course documents. And they're all hidden from students. They've been adaptively set, or not adaptively, they've been set to release on the at midnight on the week, Monday of the week that the content will be covered. So it should work for all sections. I do, of course, need to now rearrange everything. So I'm going to drag my Zoom class stuff up to the top. I want to make it all match. And I'm going to have to set up my Zoom classes. They're not in the export because I knew they'd be different for each course. So just as a bit of a note, if I go into the master that I created, what I should be able to do here is create a screen snip of the menu structure here, just so I can keep it on my screen. I just did a screen snip of it, and I can make my other section match exactly. That'll make it easier for me when I'm working with it. So if I take a look at my screen snip here and I move it over to this side, I should be able to make everything match. So announcements I want to have at the very top. I've got some of these lines that I want to put in just for sections. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've now matched everything to what the other course looks like. I've just gone back to announcements, and you notice there is a duplicate, of course, of the welcome announcement, simply because we imported everything, and that sample welcome announcement was already there. You are going to need to create an announcement from yourself so that you can introduce yourself to your students. Another thing you can do is some sort of an icebreaker idea. One of the things that I do, if I just go to Padlet, I use a Padlet, and if I sign in, I should be signed in. I usually create a Padlet. I'll show you one from a previous course. So it's a pretty simple Padlet that just asks people to introduce themselves, upload a photo. If you're not sure what to write, answer the following questions. Where in the world are you located? What is your experience with Microsoft? Oh, this is a different course, sorry. Microsoft Excel. Let me see if I can find the one for 260. Here we are. This is the 260 one. Similar thing. Where in the world are you located? What's your experience with web development? Have you used WordPress before? Have you ever written a blog? Do you have any awesome artistic talents we should know about? And tell us one cool fact about yourself, hobby, experience, and so on. So this does two things. First of all, it lets the students who are all remote from each other hopefully see what their fellow students that they're going to hear or see chatting or talking in the online class, see what they look like, and learn a little bit more about each other. So a little bit of a social exercise. It also allows me to see faces because most students don't present faces in the course. So that's something that you can do. I did pay for a subscription to Padlet so I could create enough of them. The free version allows you to do 3, which may be enough to cover your courses. But I usually have more sections, so I needed to have more licenses. Now that everything has been imported, we can simply go through and make any adjustments we might want to make. Adjustments you may want to make. Some of the assignments, for example, for instance, the assignment number 3, it's in the instructions, it says it's due before the next class. So most assignments are due on at 11:59 p.m. on the Sunday, on a Sunday throughout the course. So that should work for just about every single section of this course. But some of them, like this one, is due so it's assigned during class in week, I don't know, 4, I think. And it's due before class in week 5, so to speak. So you'll have to make an adjustment based on the day of the week that your course is. Most of the rest of them should be okay. For this assignment, the group project assignment, you are going to have to go to the users and groups, and you'll have to go to groups, and you'll have to usually create random enroll groups. I check to see how many students I have, and I try to make sure the groups have no more than 6 students each. So create those groups. When I create those groups, I usually provide them with access to file space or file areas and things like that. I'd suggest you do this a little later. Don't do it before or in the first week, because you're going to have students enrolling in your class for the first couple of weeks. And I don't know what happens with random enroll for students that aren't actually enrolled in your class when you set these up. But that's something else you'll have to do for this course. Of course, you'll need to put in some faculty information about yourself. There's a suggestion in there so that you can introduce yourself to your students. You can tell them when your office hours are and how to access them. I use Calendly and connect it to my calendar so that students can, on the day or days of the week I provide office hours, they can book a 15-minute one-on-one Zoom meeting with me. So that's a suggestion, and there's plenty of help around the college to help with that. You'll find some duplicates in here as well, but that's to be expected. Everything else, however, should be there. You should have the college course outline, which is not necessarily accurate or up to date. All of the other information, task checklist, the up-to-date subject outline in PDF form here. And what else do we have? Getting started folder. A couple of things are hidden in here because if I release them early, the students try to do them early and it causes a problem. So signing up for hosting, we do that in week 2. You can unhide these in week 2 or whenever you decide to start. What else do we have? Additional resources, just other stuff that's useful, including some links to things, how-to videos for just about everything we do the entire semester. There's a video for just about everything that I've created over the past semesters. They're all hosted on Microsoft Stream, so it should your students will have access to them exactly the same as mine. As long as they're logged in to Blackboard, when they click on the link, they will automatically through SSO be authenticated to Microsoft Stream as the organization, and they will be able to watch those videos. What else can I show you? Course documents, of course, each week. This semester, there happen to be 14 weeks, meaning that the last 2 weeks are effectively work periods. The college likes to compress the length of these courses. 14 weeks is the longest we've had in a while. The shortest we've had is 12 weeks. So the course is designed to work around 12 weeks. So week 7 is basically a flex week, just in case they crush the beginning of the semester to 6 weeks in the future. And week 12 could effectively be the last or second last week of the course should they squish it down to 12 weeks again, like they have done previously in the past. What else do we have in here? All of the assignments are laid out, and as I said, they all have their release dates. They all line up with the task checklist. I've double checked all of that stuff. Hopefully it's accurate and everything lines up. The other information in here, I've organized the LinkedIn Learning weekly homework. Instead of putting links to all of them, there is a master collection because it's easier to update. If we find a mistake, the students can simply click on the links in here, again, from Blackboard where they're logged in, and it should take them directly to the collection of videos. One note is when the students go and click on a video to watch it, it's important to note that this video is part of a course. And at the end of the video, if the students don't do anything, it will skip to the next video in the course. It will not skip to the next video in the collection or playlist. It used to do that back when it was lynda.com, but something changed when it became LinkedIn Learning. And now the students have to manually go back to the collection and choose the next video in the collection to watch that. Then they go back to the collection again. So it doesn't play like a traditional music playlist anymore, which is unfortunate. Weekly PowerPoints, these are just links to all of the different PowerPoint presentations. So if students are studying and they want to study for the first, 8 weeks or so, 8 weeks of content or 6 weeks of content, they can quickly jump to them without having to go to all the weekly folders. And I think that covers it. So hopefully your import will go well, and good luck.